Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report, Colts fans, for a special edition of the Colts Report with Sam Frick. Will Rutherford is out of town and could not join us tonight. Sam and I are here to preview the Colts-Chiefs game, easily the biggest game of the year so far for the Colts. Sam, the Colts have beaten the Broncos. They beat the Chargers on the road, a couple of really good wins. But this would top them all, the three-time defending AFC champions. Huge game on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, huge game. And Greg, by the way, we're getting close to Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving ahead of time for all of you folks out there, especially all you Colts fans. It feels like an eternity ago we were in Germany, the Colts were, against Atlanta, and they had to make this comeback to force overtime. And Jonathan Taylor had one of the greatest rushing performances in NFL history, certainly maybe the greatest performance in Colts history by a running back. And so now we come out of bye week. We got this game in Kansas City against the Chiefs. By the way, Greg, just worthy of note, Kansas City is currently out of the playoffs right now, and all
Yes,
the talk on
they are.
ESPN, on ESPN right now, all the talk is, are the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs? Are they going to miss the playoffs? Are they going to the Super Bowl? And they're saying, which is the better chance of that? So there's a lot of urgency that needs coming from Kansas City right now because there's a lot of pressure on the Chiefs right now. But this is a big game of the Colts without question.
Colts are 8-2, a half game behind the best record in the NFL, trailing just the 9-2 Broncos and 9-2 Patriots, tied with the Eagles and Rams, the top teams in the NFC. The Chiefs, as you mentioned, 9th place right now, a full game behind the Jacksonville Jaguars, who beat them. They are a game and a half behind the Chargers, 2 games behind the Bills, and tied with Houston. So either way, tonight, whatever's happening in the Thursday night game, the Chiefs look like they're going to fall even farther behind. So it's a game they're really going to need.
Right now, Houston's up 20-16 at the half against Buffalo. So that's one of the teams that Kansas City is currently chasing right now in those last spots in the playoffs. So
2 of the teams they're chasing.
Yeah, that's right.
And the AFC certainly isn't going to go through Kansas City this year. I think even if they win their last 6 games, they're probably not going to have home field advantage in the AFC. But Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are probably good enough to get them there going on the road. They just got to get there. The thing with Kansas City, Sam, is their defense has been pretty good. Their offense has been far below expectation.
I was just going to say that, Greg. Kansas City's offense has been subpar, to say the least. I think I saw a stat line when they were talking about the Denver game. I think Patrick Mahomes was 1 for 9 on throws above 15 yards or more in that Denver game, and that's just unusual to see that for Patrick Mahomes in any game, let alone a game of Denver. Now, granted, the Broncos have played well this year defensively, and the Chiefs are an older team. They definitely lost the aura of what made the Kansas City Chiefs really good for so long. They're an older team at this point in the season, but it is still staggering to see the Chiefs struggle this far down. We knew the decline of the Chiefs was going to happen sooner than later, but to happen this soon, to me, is a little bit shocking offensively. The surprising thing is, Greg, is the Chiefs defense has actually looked quite good. It's just the offense has been so subpar so far.
I actually think that the new look Colts defense with a couple of weeks now with Sauce Gardner in tow, that pass defense might be advantage Colts.
He could. Sauce Gardner, he had a full week of preparation on top of this week. So we think the Colts have an advantage, at least in the backfield, the defensive backfield against the Chiefs, especially if they can get to Sauce Gardner to be able to contain that deep ball in defensive front to at least cause some pressure, not necessarily get some sacks, but at least cause a little bit of pressure on the Chiefs skills players. But yeah, I think the Sauce Gardner addition looks really good right now on paper. The question is going to be I think the question is going to be for the Colts is, can we can we win the turnover battle? Because I think if we win those turnover battles with Kansas City, I think I like their chances, because one thing you don't want going to Kansas City is you don't want that atmosphere in Kansas City to be the difference in this game. So if we can at least get the home field advantage out of it early, that would be huge for us.
The Chiefs come into the game 3.5-point favorites, minus 185. According to ESPN Analytics, the Chiefs have a 61.5% chance of winning this game. Sam, the Colts have actually dominated this series over the years, including recently, surprisingly.
They've had their history of beating the Chiefs, particularly in the regular season and the playoffs. You know this beforehand. We had one of the great comebacks of Colts history in Indianapolis came against the Chiefs not too long ago when we had Andrew Luck.
One of the all-time great comebacks in NFL history, Sam, not just Colts history.
Easily. So my point is, we've had our history of beating the Chiefs. Just a few years ago, we beat the Chiefs on the road, and we were heavy underdogs in that game as well. I don't think we made the playoffs that year, but we beat Kansas City on the road that year. And so we've had our moments of beating the Chiefs. It's just a matter of, can we put it consistently for 4 quarters? Now that we know that we're gonna have more of a fighting chance in this year's matchup, but this is obviously a big game for both teams, because if we win this game, we're right there in the tie for the number 1 overall seed in the NFL. And if Kansas City wins, that they stay in that race for the AFC playoff spot. So it's a huge game for both teams.
By the way, the Colts in Indianapolis are 15-4 against the Chiefs. Colts are 4-1 all time against the Chiefs in the playoffs. So lots of success. Hopefully that continues.
We want to keep continuing that success, obviously, for the Colts going that match against the Chiefs. I do have a question for you, Greg. We talked a lot about Jonathan Taylor all year, Daniel Jones at quarterback. We talked about those two a lot this year. Obviously, Warren at tight end. Who's kind of the X factor going into that matchup with the Chiefs? Because I think that we may need someone else to step up on either side of the ball in this game.
We talked about the Chiefs offense against the Colts defense and how important that was. I think where the Colts have a real advantage is going to be in their offense against the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense is good. They're good against the run. They're even better against the pass. But I really think the Colts can run the ball on the Chiefs. I think they can run the ball on the Chiefs all day. If they don't have turnovers, I think they're going to score a lot of points. The Chiefs are pretty good at forcing turnovers, but I really think that the Colts can control this game on the offensive side of the ball. That's my key. What about you, Sam?
Same thing. I think Gonzalez is going to have a big game up front on the offensive line in this game. I think you look at the tight end position for the Colts could be critical in this game. Beyond Warren, you could see other guys stepping in on the tight end position beyond Warren as well. I'd be curious to see what the Colts can do in terms of how to get Pittman and Pierce involved in the passing game to try to diversify the offense and create some mismatches and whatnot. We know Pierce has a lot of speed for the deep ball threats with the Colts. So I think, to me, the wild card to me is Latu, because he's had his ups and downs this year, but he has shown some signs he can be decent. I think, but we would love to see him be more consistent. Could this be the game that maybe Latu has maybe not the best, maybe not the great, maybe not the best game on the Colts, but maybe can assert his will, if you would, up front on the defense side of the ball.
Definitely need him to be a difference maker. He's definitely a good athlete. I just not sure about his football instincts. But I think with the improved defensive backfield, in theory, I think that could make Latu a little more dangerous player.
I think that's the big thing too. And if the Chiefs are still struggling to get to open up the offense, that could be an advantage for the Colts defensive front to cause some trouble. And I think we have some potential in this game to force turnovers because of that.
Chiefs aren't a great running team, but I am a little concerned about the run defense with this Colts in the long run. And the Colts have dominated this series as the Indianapolis Colts, as we mentioned, winning the last couple of games kind of in surprise fashion. Can the Colts do it again, Sam?
This is going to be close. This is going to be tough because, yes, we've owned them in the series, but the Chiefs are definitely in desperation mode, and we haven't seen that much in the Chiefs' dominance in the AFC. So I feel like this is going to be a coin toss game. I'm a little bit concerned the Chiefs could pull it off, but I'm going to say Colts win 27-25.
Thing in me says take the Chiefs, but I'm Sam, this has been kind of boring. I think you and I have picked the same every single week so far. And I think we're going to do it again. I have a feeling the Colts are going to control the line of scrimmage on offense. The Chiefs are going to also control the line of scrimmage on offense. Therefore, there are going to be very few possessions in this game. They're all going to be very valuable, making turnovers critical. Give me the Colts winning this game 26-20.
All right. I like that.
2 touchdowns, 4 field goals. That's what I'm going to say. Colts go into Kansas City and steal one and put the Chiefs right up against the ropes.
If they beat the Chiefs, that definitely puts Kansas City in a really tough spot, because even if they make the playoffs, they're putting all that energy just to get in. If they lose this game, like, the Chiefs are really in danger zone.
Real danger zone. All right, Sam. Like I said at the top of the podcast, the Colts are a half game behind the Broncos and the Patriots atop the AFC. And what they don't want to do is go to New England or to Denver or to Buffalo in the postseason. That means you got to win games like this, making this the biggest game of the year so far, Sam. Like I said at the beginning, biggest game of the year so far.
Because at this point, we know the Colts are going to probably make the playoffs. At this point,
Yes.
Now it's just about seeding. So the big thing for the Colts is, well, do you want to go to Buffalo for a playoff series? No. Do you want to go to the Mile High in Denver? No. Do you want to go to Foxborough in a cold January and February? No. So more than likely not, if the Colts want to be in the best position possible to contend for the Super Bowl, you definitely want to get that number 1 seed in the AFC. Because once you get that number 1 seed, you control throughout the course of the AFC playoffs until you get to the Super Bowl, potentially. You want to get that number 1 seed. That is critical for the Indianapolis Colts. They have been cooking home all year. You want to get that number 1 seed. So getting wins like this against Kansas City, and then later on we'll have Seattle. We still haven't played Jacksonville yet, if I recall. So that's going to be critical as well in that sense. And Houston's a big one as well. So, getting these games like this are going to be critical for the Colts to get that number 1 seed.
After Kansas City, it's Houston and Jacksonville, and then 2 teams from the West Coast, Seattle and San Francisco, and then Houston and Jacksonville again. Sam, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it as always, and we will be here for all of it.
Yep, go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go Colts.
Thank you to Sam for joining me. I always appreciate it and have fun when he can come on and talk some Colts. And he also does Pacers, Fever, Purdue sometimes. So always love having Sam with us. And thank you for listening. Always appreciate it. If you like the Central Indiana Sports Report, if you're still listening 13 minutes in, I'm assuming that you do, please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with a Colts fan in your life. Help us spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about what Central Indiana sports fans are talking about every single day. Thanks again. The music's still going. I got like 15 seconds left to waste here.
What? Is there any kind of
Sauce!
yeah, what's a sauce? I don't care about your sauce.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product by Teaching Media. And I love Susie. I love you, Susie.
You crazy.
I am crazy. Sauce!